Joshua Youngs with Medicare Peace of Mind. I'm going to explain Medicare Supplements. And so Medicare Supplements are supplementing Original Medicare. Original Medicare Part A and Part B were rolled out or released in 1965, in July, in 1965. Lyndon B. Johnson and Bess Johnson were the recipients 1 and 2 of that card. A little fun factoid for you. But when it was rolled out, this is in essence the parameters in which it was rolled out, albeit with different deductible amounts and different copay amounts. But in essence, when it was rolled out, it was never designed to be 100% coverage. It was designed on an 80-20 overall platform, where 80% is being paid by Medicare and 20% is being paid by you or an alternate coverage. And so for the first few years of Medicare, there was no alternate coverage option. It was you pay. And very quickly, when people started to realize that there is no limit to your max out of pocket on this type of coverage as far as Medicare goes, that having that exposure point, if it's $1 million doctor bill or hospital bill or cancer treatment program or organ transplant bill, if it's into that 6 or 7 figures, the 20% that you have to pay becomes a larger and larger amount and becomes more and more of a problem, right in your face, becomes a very, very big issue very quickly. So roughly 1967-ish, the very first Medicare supplements came into existence. Over the course of several decades, the last 50 plus years, there have been several modifications or acts passed by Congress which have modified how these works. First, they were standardized, where the benefits are standardized when it comes to Medicare supplement plans. And so you have Plan A, Plan B, Plan C, Plan D, the list goes on. And so I'll go further into the specific plans that are available more and more in this video. However, just know there are today a new set of plans that are available than there were when they first came out. And so today, the most popular plans for folks coming into Medicare new, so if you're aging in brand new this year, 2021, Plan G is the most comprehensive and most popular model of plan that is sold. And so I'll go over that in detail. If you want me to go over detail on another plan, please let me know. I'd be happy to do that with you on an individual basis. But purpose of this video, to keep it efficient for everyone, Plan G is the most offered plan. And so you have Plan G. And so Medicare can be very confusing. I'm sure if you've done any level of research on that, you know that. But in reality, Plan G, and again, there's Plan G, and there's Part A and Part B. There's also a Plan A within MedSups. So don't let that part confuse you. The parts of Medicare, and then there's plans of Medicare Supplements. So they're two different things. Make sure you keep those separate in your mind. But in essence, what a Plan G is going to do is it's going to cover most of the out-of-pocket costs that you could have when it comes to Medicare. So Medicare Part A, your deductible for 2021 is $1,484. That covers your first 60 days of inpatient hospitalization. And again, Part A is covering inpatient. That could be at the hospital, could be at a skilled nursing facility, could be at a rehab hospital. It's got a doctor's order admitting you as an inpatient, not just staying overnight. That's not the only requirement. And in fact, you don't necessarily have to stay overnight if you're inpatient, although generally speaking, that's what ends up happening, because you don't get signed inpatient unless you have a dire need to be admitted to the hospital. But that copay is $1,484, covers you for the first 60 days. After that 60 days, you go into a per day copay. So we have co-insurance and we have copay. A copay is a fixed dollar amount, a predictable dollar amount that you pay. In addition, the insurance company or Medicare, whoever your insurance is, in this case it's Medicare, would also be paying the rest of the bill. So you would pay $371 a day. They would pay the remainder of the bill for days 61 to 90. If you've been hospitalized, if you have been hospitalized for 60 days in a row, you'll go into this per day copay. If you stay 90 days or longer, you then end up into your lifetime reserve days, of which you have 60 of them. They do not reset. Once you've utilized all 60, they are gone. So these lifetime reserve days, the copay for this year, and these copays do change every year. The copay this year is $742 a day for days 1 to 60. So theoretically, if you haven't used any of your lifetime reserve days yet, you could have a hospitalization of up to 150 days in a row before you would exhaust your Part A benefit. But again, your MedSup Plan G, if you buy a Plan G, is going to fill in and pay the copay for your Part A deductible. It's going to fill in and pay the copay for your days 61 to 90. It'll fill in and pay the copays for days 1 to 60 on your lifetime reserve days, whether that's days 91 to 150 or however that's shaken out with that. But again, they're covering all of that at 100%. You have no out-of-pocket. All you got to do is pay the premium, your monthly premium on your Plan G. Then you have skilled nursing. That's a different category of inpatient. In skilled nursing, the first 20 days of skilled nursing are zero copay. Just know that you do have to have a 3-day inpatient hospital stay required. That's required in order to have your skilled nursing covered. So if you don't have that minimum 3-day inpatient hospital stay prior to being transferred to skilled nursing, just know that you could end up on the hook for the entire bill for skilled nursing if you don't have the right coverage in place. On many med sups, if you exhaust your lifetime reserve days, several companies will still cover you beyond that day, not leaving you high and dry with no coverage or exhausting in your benefits where you're covering 100% at that point. And so skilled nursing, it's zero for the first 20 days. After that, you go to a $185.50 per day copay, days 21 to 100. That can add up very quickly if you're staying for 80 days. And so this also covers that for you. There's nothing to cover here, but it would cover that if it was. All your Part A benefits are covered by your Plan G. And so there's no out-of-pocket other than your premium for Part A benefits. Part B, so that's outpatient, doctor visits, wheelchairs, oxygen, blood can fall under both depending on how it's billed and coded where you are. All of this stuff's going to fall under Part B or outpatient. Most of your doctor visits, your specialist visits, surgeries for the most part are done outpatient. And so how that works, 2021 deductible is $203 deductible. It's a calendar year deductible. You pay one time per calendar year. Once that's met, you then go to your 80/20 co-insurance. And so where Medicare is paying 80%, you would be paying 20% with no limit. Your Plan G covers all of this except for that deductible. So it's going to cover the 20% for you. The only out-of-pocket you have outside of your premium when you're on a Plan G is going to be your $203 calendar year deductible. So that would be the only thing that you still pay in addition to your monthly premium. So you must pay your monthly premium on this coverage. And then the Plan G's job is to Medigap, fill in the gaps that Medicare has, or Medicare Supplement, which is the other terminology. It supplements your original Medicare and pays most of the out-of-pocket that you would otherwise have to pay if you had to go to the doctor, the hospital, had a surgery, etc. And so Medicare supplements are designed to fill in the holes of your Medicare coverage. There are presently several different companies, depending on the state that you're in. There's Plan A, there's Plan B, there's Plan D, there's Plan G, there's Plan K, Plan L, Plan M, and Plan N. And so if it wasn't confusing for you enough already as it is, I try to keep it simple with just the Plan G benefits. Again, if you want to see more information on one of the other plans that are available, let me or one of my trained brokers know, and we'd be happy to explain whatever options that you'd like us to go over. Most of the time, most people end up picking the Plan G. If you look at the other plans and the trade-off of what exposure points do I take on versus the value and premium savings or higher premium, etc., normally in today's environment, Plan G will work for most people very, very well who are going to be a good candidate for Medicare Supplement. And so the strength of a Medicare Supplement are a couple of things. One, very low out-of-pocket. As you see, basically you're reduced to a $203 out-of-pocket on Plan G. The other strength is portability. So if you travel a lot and for long periods of time, if you're a snowbird and you like to spend winters in one place and summers in another place, or you spend months or weeks at a time in other places traveling or vacationing. The Medicare Supplement will be very strong. Nationwide, you're going to have coverage. On a Plan G, you'll also have what I call limited worldwide coverage that's limited to $50,000 lifetime, 80/20 coverage after a $250 deductible. So that's built in as well. And so portability nationwide, hospitals as well. In essence, most hospitals have a theoretical gun held to their head by the government requiring them to take Medicare. Those that don't, there's a few exceptions here and there, but the majority of hospitals, big time hospitals like Mayo Clinic, MD Anderson, those kind of higher end facilities that are well known, don't typically participate with a Medicare Advantage plan. And so original Medicare plus a Medicare Supplement is oftentimes the only option for a facility like that. And so portability, strength and coverage, predictability, simplicity, just understanding I pay my premium, I pay this one bill a year. Other than that, as long as it's a covered service, I should not get a bill. There's a level of simplicity and a peace of mind, comfort for some folks with that kind of coverage. And so those are the hot item tickets. The weaknesses would be if you're relatively healthy and you don't have anything happen all year. In essence, this monthly premium that you pay the insurance company, they win the gamble battle, if you will, where they're keeping all the premium and they didn't have to pay any bills per se because you didn't go to the doctor all that often. But the trade-off on the other side, again, we're not buying insurance typically to protect against the what is. It's really protecting you against the what ifs and more specifically what the worst case scenario might be. And so strength of coverage, Medicare Supplement wise, Plan G, covering all of your out-of-pocket, because some of these out-of-pocket exposure points can add up very, very quickly. It's a very good idea to take a strong consideration to Medicare Supplement as you approach entitlement to Medicare. It is a very, very viable option for many people, and it has a very, very strong coverage. And so again, to summarize, strength of coverage, network portability. There isn't really any network. You can go to any doctor or hospital facility that accepts Medicare assignment. If they do accept Medicare assignment, one good thing about Plan G is it does also cover Part B excess. Part B excess charges, what that could be is your doctor accepts Medicare charges, which is they have a set amount they're allowed to charge for your service that you're going to have done. They are allowed, when they accept Medicare assignment, to charge up to 15% above and beyond that. It's called excess charges. Most Medicare Supplement plans other than G do not cover that in today's world. And so it's very important for you to have at least the awareness of if you have that exposure point or not. In my humble opinion, a Plan G is going to be a much more suitable fit for most people because then it eliminates all those worries. It keeps it very simple for you. There's no gray areas of your coverage. It's very clean. And so thank you again for your time watching the video. Hopefully you learned a thing or two about Medicare Supplements, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.